No issues. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are here at the server versus server special between JKG Gaming and Sim Racing Heat, currently in the end stages of our qualifying session, and it's heating up to be a mega battle between the giants of Twitch, Cuba Voss, and Ulfric Grabier, both from JKG Gaming and Sim Racing Heat respectively. And right now, a massive lap time has been set by Ulfric Grabier, having gone 1.04, and man, that is a stellar time which has been set by the Sim Racing Heat representative. Can Cuba was somehow managed to counter it? He is on his third lap and is improving by 2 tenths. Maybe we are in for a treat, ladies and gentlemen, as Cuba Force crosses the line and goes. He has got the fastest 1.3.8. Oh my god, mega pace on behalf of JKG Gaming, and that is, ladies and gentlemen, something which you just cannot comprehend at times. And it's lovely when it's the guy who's from your own server. But anyhow, it is turning out to be mega in my opinion, because Twitch Cuba was can still set his time, and Rishi is on his currently sector 3 on his hot lap will not be improving. And then we got Bank 6. Bank 6 is improving by almost half a tenth. And can he go, sector 2 half tenths? Maybe he can keep up the pace, maybe increment in the joy of JKG Gaming right now as coming around the final turn. His lap hasn't been invalidated. Smooths down the line, almost goes onto the curbs and goes P5, ladies and gentlemen, 1.104.2. That's a good time. Would be starting on P5 from here. Broly, it will not be improving, already down by 2 tenths right now. Crosses the lap, goes P6, and no improvements there. 1.04.6 was his current lap, which is lower by a tenth in my opinion. And the qualifying session has already come to an end, because Kismoskos has headed to the pits, and even Spoidley is coming down to the pits. No improvement. So ladies and gentlemen, good news for you, because I think Cuba Boss will take professional pole in the race which is coming up in a couple of minutes. So gather around and let's just enjoy ourselves in this friendly server versus server battle here at Austria. So ladies and gentlemen, as you can see by our classification, Cuba Boss has gone the fastest, breaking into the 1.3s. Ulfric Gabriel from Sim Racing Heat 1.04, Rishi followed by Shrikant Das. I think it's a great logout from the JKG Gaming, which was spearheading to the front row and have occupied completely the second row. Then we've got Bank 6, followed by Broly, Fenusson P7, Kismokus P8, Deadly Mosquito P9, and Fox Racing P10 right now. And we have got Tokia P11, P12 Spiritly, P13 Lemmy, and P14 our very own You Can See Me. So ladies and gentlemen, soon we are gonna have a mega battle at Austria, and we are gonna be here. And now we currently wait for the drivers who are soon going to be lining up. So just grab your popcorns and just go take your piss break, do whatever you want to do. But coming up now, mega battle as we see the best of both worlds collide at Austria, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously teams would be coming in factor, team tactics, maybe they might throw off their gloves, maybe things might get dirty, but in front of you around 25% race distance. As we will wait for the drivers, we'll wait for the servers to catch up, make sure that everyone has selected their setups. As we can see via racetrack to menu, most of them, as the real life, has gone on to the medium tires. I don't see any exceptions. Here, your straight line speed is key. So maybe they will try to make sure that their tires last as as long as possible. Now we have starting to see some exceptions in case of Taiware. Kismoskus and Lemmy, they have both gone on to the hearts, ladies and gentlemen, as we have got 5 lights in front of us. And it's lights out, and away we go at Austria, and currently Force gets a brilliant start. Ulfravel is coming down on the inside as we go into turn 1 without any instance. And Rishi has no positions. Philosopher has gained a position. T7 probably has somehow lost a position to bank 6 right now, as we see some changes in the classification. All down going to the P17. Thornet has just lost a position. And again we see Lambo has collided. He has gone down the order. Oh my god, that is one awful start for Sim Racing Heat's own Lambo owner, as we see Thornet currently making up gains here, currently sitting at P14 right now. Navdeep has gained the position of Srikantas. Srikantas has gone down the order. Shubhi Formula 1 has gone up, and Srikantas has been retired from the session. That will not help JKG Gaming's cause, as Thornet is somehow making small gains over everyone around him. Meanwhile, Fox Racing currently sitting at P11. We have a caution at sector 3, as we see that Lamboner has again dropped. He has gone onto the grass, man, and already we can see that things are not turning out to be way, as things are getting dirty. You can see we just got thrusted into the wall. That will be going through some review through by the stewards, as we can see that Neva Joy Potreco has just come into the pits. Meanwhile, we have a virtual safety car right now. TwitchCuber was able to set the initial fastest lap, going down into the first lap itself. And right now, only one car has just come down to the pits to switch onto new front wing, maybe. But yeah, I don't. There's been massive shake-up going down the order, but yeah, TwitchCuber was currently sitting at P1. We have Wilfred Gabriel, who has massively retained his P2 position. Rishi also has not gone through any major events so far, hopefully, but unfortunately you can see me the only victim of that first lap mayhem. But yeah, I think now that it's very clear that these guys aren't here to play, maybe things might get dirty between the two servers, because I was just in the other server, Sim Racing Heat, and they are hard racers and they won't be having any pities. As you can see, the possible race strategies, obviously, since everyone has started on the mediums except some exceptions, mediums to hards is currently the best possible scenario. As we head to lap 3, we have enabled the DRS, but Fellowson has come down into the pits right at the end of the virtual safety car. Maybe have had some front wing damage, yeah, because obviously cars slow down, they might be in a queue, maybe must have accelerated. But yes, it's not turning out to be good for either sides right now. They are having casualties left and right, as NVR Drapo tries. Yeah, so as we can see that we have already setting, NVR Drapo has already set a purple lap in sector 3. So anyhow, returning back to the field, currently no major changes, but they are catching up. Purple Deep has gained 2 positions in a row. Shubi Formula 1 is struggling. He has stopped on track. We have a caution in sector 3. We have a car which has gone off. That would be very unfortunate in my opinion. But yeah, as we see, Shubi Formula 1 is not having much luck today. A little small technical delay, ladies and gentlemen. But anyhow, Lambo owner is starting to get positions. Meanwhile, Rishi has again regained his P3 from Bank 6, which he had just lost recently, as we head down towards the second sector. And now it's everything up for grabs, ladies and gentlemen. Anything can happen. As we go down to turn 5 and turn 6, this hairpins is where cars might lose control, and there's only a difference of a second between the top 5, and anything can happen. As we can see that Sim Racing Heat's Alpha Gabriel has occupied the lead from TwitchCuber was. but there's not much of a distance between them, because this sim racing heat's representative is currently getting hounded by JKG Gaming's three cars behind him, and Cuba Boss comes around, goes on the inside, but still stays behind. Sim racing heats Ulfa Gabriel currently must be counting his lucky stars that he didn't try any move. But Spurtly Gizmokos just had a massive struggle going down into the first sector, and Cuba Boss again regains his position going into turn 3. And as I know, ladies and gentlemen, you have to cut the apex very carefully just to make sure that you get the right exit. But Ulfa Gabriel is coming out on the inside. He will take action, massive invasive action, but Twitch Cuba Boss again takes P1, and oh my god, ladies and gentlemen, everything is just coming on to its head here at JKG Gaming. This is Sim Racing Heat. As we again see that there's some massive scuffle between P12, P13, P14. Lambo owners is not having good race right now. Fox Racing has just lost the position. Deadly Mosquito has gone on the gravel. Oh, that is not good news for JKG Gaming. So, Deadly Mosquito, terrible luck. Man, and he was running into good position. Meanwhile, NVR Joko has just retired from the session. So, right now, we have a safety car, one casualty each from each of the server. And I think most of the guys would take this opportunity to come into the pits because much less time would be lost, but I don't think. Yeah, okay, Deadly Mosquito, obviously he had damage, so he will come into the pits to change his front wing possibly, and that's a good strategy. You won't lose much position and you will get punched up. As one of the other Sim Racing Heat's representatives, Hello My Fellow Son, comes into the pits to change on to medium tires. That is an interesting tactic. Right, so obviously Fellow Son switched to medium to lap older mediums. Deadly Mosquito is on fresh hards. None of the other combatants has still have headed to the pits to change their tires, with Thornit being the only exception currently, who's running with soft tires and for 5 laps. So I think he might consider coming to the pits sooner or later, because due to the number of high amount laps that we usually have in this track, it's very crucial to make sure that everything goes according to what a driver wants. So, ladies and gentlemen, 3 cars have just headed into the pit: Weirdly, Thornit, and even Kovac, and they will lose some positions. But I think they took this decision to pit a little very premature timing, in my opinion. But yeah, now most of the drivers have have come into the pits right now. Spudley has pitted, Thornit has pitted, Kovacs has pitted, Deadly Mosquito has pitted, and unfortunately Fellowson has have to pit twice, but I don't think there would be much of damage to his tire gap between the other drivers, because safety car will be pitting everyone at once and everyone will be jumped up. Damn, man, Fellowson just isn't having a good day today. He cannot seem to be catching the field. Cuba is currently gonna lead the entire bunch. Alpha Gabriel right beside him. Rishi is being consistent with his position, still retaining P3. That is a good cause for him, not gonna lie. That would work wonders for this guy. But Formula 1 has just fix, and would be, I don't think that the safety car comes in. Unfortunately, he would be out of luck, but at least his one pit stop has been accounted for, although he's running in P18. Currently, Shekhar Das knows the sandwich between people who have already pitted. Fox 11 is currently at P10, Lambo owner is P10, Fox Racing is at P11. Right now, I see the full yellow around the track. The safety car is not, I don't think it's because but the state control actually dictates it. So we see everyone is trying to make their own racing line right now. So anyhow, we will go around the track once more time with the safety car currently sitting up at lap 9. No, not much have changed except JKG gave one casualty each from both of the servers. The win and the bragging rights are still up for grabs in my opinion. But yeah, we have had a turmoil so far when it has come to the beginning phases of the Austrian Grand Prix. And right now, Lambo, there's been a mix-up, a little bit of switcheroo between Lambo Spiritly and Fox Racing. I don't know what's happened. Maybe they may have to return the positions, but the game hasn't dictated them so far because Prabhadeep and Lambo are still sitting at P9, P10, Spiritly P11, Fox Racing P12. I don't know how it has happened, but Spiritly has somehow claimed Fox Racing's position at P11, and race control have already dictated a safety car would be coming up in this lap itself. So now we come back to the front. Right, but bank six is starting to lose positions. I don't see the point here, but who am I to complain? But yeah, Rich Cuba Boss is not getting away pretty quickly. Ulfa Gabriel is trying to taunt him to start to accelerate, but obviously you cannot overtake before the timing line, obviously. But right now, the Audi livery, the sim racing heat trip, is being haunted by JKG Gaming's 3 drivers right now, 1 in front and 2 at the back, and they will obviously try to take advantage. As I think, well, obviously he is breaking a rule because when it comes to dictating the pace, you just cannot drive up alongside. But what has happened? Ulfa Gabriel has somehow taken his position, has conserved his positions. That doesn't make any sense in my opinion. He must be penalized, but hasn't been awarded a penalty. But Bank 6 has received a penalty so far. He has just lost his position in the middle of the safety car session, and I don't know how is that possible. But yeah, currently she is sitting at P3. A very strange instance has just occurred in front of us, and which even Cuba Boss must be thinking like, what the hell just happened? And obviously the no DRS for the first 2 laps. She is just a spectator to this entire case, currently holding P3, followed by Broly. Currently it's from the sim racing heat. Fox Sim Racing has just received a 5-second time penalty that won't help his cause much at all. But yeah, I think everything so far it's just a stalemate between the 2 groups, and no dirty moves except the one we saw in the beginning of the race. But as we go down the field, we can see that fastest laps are being set by the person currently sitting at P4, 1.6.9. And we have some people who have been handed some penalties. As we see that Bank 6 is coming in for hit split stop right at after the finishing of the first safety car. Even Prabhadeep has just a time penalty. Bank 6 would be losing some positions. for his pen to serve his penalty, 5 seconds penalty. Fox Racing is coming in, probably will serve his own time penalty. But yeah, man, this race just doesn't seem to be coming to an end. And now the mechanics can start working on the car. Right now, there's also been a front wing change, switches on to new tires. That would help him. Currently going on new hard tires would give him a little bit of pace in the opening stages until they start to decay. But I think Fox Racing has taken a big wager, but has lost a lot of positions in the meanwhile. Fox Shumi Formula has just come into the pits. This race is just chaos after chaos. That is very unfortunate in my opinion. And Shumi Formula's second pit stop. There are now 2 people who have taken pit stop. Lemmy has just received a 3-second time penalty for incurring a lot of warnings over the first 11 laps. And not much changes so far. But yeah, we have a smell. I think Spurtley has spun coming down on the final turn before the main straight, and will obviously have incurred some damage. And yeah, man, lots of chaos. And I don't think it was anyone's fault, as I didn't manage to record it. But probably currently driving at a time penalty. Lemmy is currently driving at a time penalty. Pro League sitting at P4 is starting to come up to Rishi. He's still harvesting energy on this end. But yeah, we return back to our front runners. The Gabriel country is chasing out Cuba Boss, who has reclaimed his position. I think if Cuba Boss just manages to keep this in his control for the next, I see 24 laps, JKG Gaming will win this server versus server race today, and a race which has somehow seen an unusual amount of chaos to it. But it cannot be helped, because we've got drivers from all levels, from all walks of life, obviously, all around the world with different experience levels. And we have a Sector 3 caution. There has been an incident with Kovac, what is happening on this turn? Everyone is starting to make mistakes, and unfortunately Kovac has just lost his front wing, and we have a virtual safety car again. Okay, that I think people might try to take advantage of this to reduce their pit stop time if they haven't come in. Currently we have the top 5 runners who haven't come into the pits. P8 Lemmy is not come into the pits right now. Rebel Deep has not pitted yet, and Shikandas has not pitted. And unfortunately Lambo owner has retired, and Fox Sim Racing has received a 3-second time penalty. And even Fox Sim Racing has retired. People are starting to lose spirit somehow because of all the incidents and the penalties being handed out, and how this race is just not seeming to end quickly today. And it's ironic, because usually you'd expect races like this to just finish as they come and go, as you see usually. But ladies and gentlemen, the top leaders have taken advantage of the situation and have come into the pit so far. Cuba was, if they get their timings right, maybe there might be a switcher of the positions, but I don't think that's very probable. Cuba was currently again occupies P1. Thorned has stayed out. Alright, another JKG Gaming's driver is going to take over the lead of this race, while most of the field has currently pitted down all the way to P12. Okay, that is interesting, because that even more interesting, as Fellowson has just gone up to P6, and he has pitted thrice during the first 14 laps, and Ridley has received a 3-second time penalty. That won't help his matters, but yeah, it's quite strange, because we have seen overtaking under safety car, then everyone has just come into the pits. Now everyone has done their mandatory pit stop, and they can go till the end if the tires are of the right age. But the big winner right now is Fellowson, who on his 3-stop tire strategy currently occupies P6. That's some good gains, as we get a full safety car with us again, ladies and gentlemen. That's the second safety car right now, as far as I can remember. But yeah, anyway, we can see that Thorned is lucky. Okay, this is interesting. Somehow this fight between Cuba Boss and Alpha Gabriel has gotten a new combatant, as we usually do back here at JKG Gaming. Currently Thorned sitting at P1. That must be great because he is a talented driver, just have had a little bit of bad luck, as is the case of many potential very skilled sim racing drivers here at JKG Gaming. But if he times it right, I don't think he has much of a prayer with the pace of Cuba Boss and for Gabriel, with Rishi having been tagging behind them. But let us see what can he roll out today. But yeah, not much difference, as the field will be able to bunch up all the way down to P16. So let us go through the classification again. Currently Thornet sitting at P1, Cuba was P2, for Gabriel P3, Rishi P4, Broly P5, Philoson P6. And the people who are currently having some penalties to serve are Speedly, Lemmy, who are each having penalty of 3 seconds, and probably currently 5 seconds, as there's been again some switcheroo behind going on to the bottom runners. I think there must have been a spin because Ruby Formula just occupied P15 for a while there, but had to obviously forfeit that position. So this, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, currently this is how the tire strategies of each of the racers is going. Thornet is on. Okay, Thornet, I don't think you'll be able to hold on to that lead for much longer. Currently you are on relatively older tires, but mediums might give you a boost, but it won't. I don't think it would last you for around the half of the race distance. But Twitch Cuba was also given Rishi all the way down to P6 have a prayer in trying to overtake you for that lead pole position in this Australian Grand Prix so far. As we go racing again, and over Gabriel has again occupied the position of Cuba. There is a massive tussle going on, and Ulfa Gabriel has received a 3-second time penalty. Okay, that's all his hard work thrown out the window, and it honestly cannot be helped, but I think he might try to make the best of it. But Cuba was is relentless right now, as Thornet and Cuba was a little fighting between the two of them. Thornet drops onto P2, Cuba was is again retakes the lead of the Austrian Grand Prix. Meanwhile, I think that Thornet would try to create a small buffer between himself and Cuba was just to give him the advantage and to keep any of the racing heat players off at their track. But their best prominent player has just received a time penalty and is stuck behind the rear wing of currently okay, so Thornet has just trapped him, and Rishi would try to take a line, maybe have a through those Hamilton moment, but anything is possible. And Cuba was takes the fastest lap again, and right now Alpha Gabriel has taken P2, but even Thornet has received a time penalty and is coming down. And I think he might have gone a little wide over on turn 1 and is just starting to lose positions. That was some extra racing for it, but your tires and your pace can only carry you so far, but you can still try to make up for all these positions that you're losing. But not much of a prayer, you can try to attack them, but it's all up to you, my man. As we see that, okay, there's a small spin, there has been a small tussle between Thornet, and Thornet drops even further down after having tussled with one of the JKG Gaming's Bitegli Mosquito, Banksix and Lemmy. Like, what was that, ladies and gentlemen? I have no idea, but Thornet seems to have lost a lot of positions and probably a lot of goodwill. But as he tries to race down with Lemmy from Sim Racing Heat, but another one of their cars just passed through by them, and Thornet drops down even further now. Okay, that won't be helping him in the long run. And currently Rishi has just taken P2 again and is being chased by Ulfa Gabriel. All these runners are on tires, but Ulfa Gabriel again beats P2 going into turn 3. Will he make the switch? No, he can't. And T7 probably has just joined the party, and guess what goes has no time, 3 5 time, a lot of swerving on the main street. That won't give you any points with the stewards, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, I think things are about to get done and dirty as the races goes on, because we are back to the Gabriel and Rishi, and I personally think that Cuba Boss will take the win if no incidents happen. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I think okay, half the field have received time penalties so far. So we just go with them. With Gabriel and she each have a 3-second time penalty. Speedly again has received a 3-second time penalty. Felloson received a time penalty. Thornet, Gizmoko's travel deep are having Andy, they're getting hounded. Forecast going abreast into turn 3, and that okay, that would just be resulting in even more fatalities. But Cuba Boss has just developed a lead of almost 5 seconds. Rishi is falling close behind him. Well, for Gabriel is dropping down the order, going down the second to hairpin, but okay, I don't think he would be challenging for the win anymore, because he already has a time penalty of 3 seconds. That is major embarrassment for the team of Sim Racing Heat. But what a race this is turning out to be, guys. Even Rishi has lost a bunch of positions, and he was already very stable and currently standing at P3. But right now, the standings seem to have changed, because Cuba Boss currently representing JKG is ahead by 5.3 seconds, followed by Sim Racing Heats. Actually, 2 of Sim Racing Heats, Bank 6, representing JKG sitting at P4 right now, is gonna be haunted by Gabriel. Already has a 3-second time penalty. Another 3-second time penalty, 9 seconds. How is that even possible? Currently, we can see that Gabriel is gonna try and move up bank 6. Right now, it's only trailing by 4 tenths. DRS would be open soon after this. First lead straight as we go down turn 1. Bank 6 is currently harvesting energy as indicated by the blinking lights. Deadly Mosquito has received a 3-second time penalty, as there's been a switcheroo between the 2 Sim Racing Heats members at P2 and P3. And obviously, as I predicted, the scuffle between Gabriel and Bank 6 have already begun. Gabriel getting the better half of it, heading down at P4, goes onto the throttle on his hard tires, and currently we're going to go down the sector 2 hairpin, where obviously there has been a lot of activity. Alright, as we are heading down the camps, I'll have to declare that due to some technical issues, the comms will be going silent for a while, but viewers, you can enjoy the racing action being presented in front of you. I'll be able to switch the angles as the race transpires in front of us. Currently, the final classification as of lap 23 goes as Cuba, then Broly, then Pelosi, then P4 Gabriel having dropped down. Rishi has dropped down to P5, back 6 P6, Mosquito P7. As Kispokus has again received a time penalty. Alright. That would be no bueno in my opinion. His time penalty has now accumulated to 8 seconds now, which won't help him in the long run, but might give the people outside the top 10 a chance. As we have a sector 2, someone has had a little bit of whoopsie. Tonit has just come out of the pits again, and he just went on to lose a plethora of positions over the course of this race. And again, we have a safety car. What a chaotic race this is turning out to be. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, the comms will be going dark for now. Hopefully you will enjoy the race as it transpires in front of you. Alright, as we only have 8 laps to go, it might as well do it justice just to make sure that all of the laps, all of the entirety, or all the portions of the car of the race were covered. And after a third safety car, Shumi Formula again has fought out to P14, and we have received some massive penalties. Hornet is coming down to serve his drive-through penalty, and on top of that, he still has a 6-second time penalty to go. And yeah, would not be doing any favors. Deadly Mosquito is coming out at P15. That the two representatives of JKG Gaming at the bottom right now, Fox Racing, Lambo owner, NVR, you can see we have all retired. Shumi Formula is currently down at P14, not having incurred any penalties so far. Shrikant Das P30, Pravalti P12, and P7 to P11, they are all having varying time penalties, but actually it's quite a normal distribution of time penalties. Novak P3 seconds, Rishi P6 seconds, Beauty 12 seconds, then again back to 6 seconds, then 3 seconds, but Kovac has just made a move on top here. Audi versus Audi livery, Sim Racing Heat are not playing the team game so far, in my opinion. Over Gabriel stuck behind Bank 6 has a penalty of 2 seconds, and Rishi again comes back and takes P7 right now. At Bank 6 is P4, getting haunted by Oliver Gabriel. Fellowson not being able to keep pace with the front two headers. Broly might try to take a look against Cuba Voss right now, but Cuba Voss is absolutely smashing everyone right now. And obviously, in that case, this match would be taken by JKG Gaming, and now Broly has received a 3-second time penalty. And all the way down to P6, people have received a 3-second time penalty, so I don't think that would make any much difference. But yeah, Rishi currently having P6, and it goes a little off on that turn. that one on sector 1. But yeah, all three cars going abreast, it would be very tight for everyone, and they almost bang wheels. Rishi goes wide, loses the positions to Cuba was in Tokyo. Tokyo is already ahead, so Kovacs, Rishi and Speedly, may all three are having this massive tussle right now. Speedly with his 12 seconds time penalty almost would be sent to the Netherlands with that amount of time accumulated against his racing time. And Tokyo currently sitting at P5, making small gains which might be very fruitful in the end if he can keep pace with them. And obviously Ulfa Gabriel currently was once challenging for the win, has now lost his front wing, and yeah, that won't be doing him any favors, would be coming down into the pits. And we can see that Broly is trying to challenge Cuba Boss, but Cuba Boss is actually untouchable during the entire course of the race, as we have a major small tussle in sector 2. Someone has gone off. Ulfa Gabriel is obviously coming down into the pits. Levy takes that position. But yeah, oh man, Deadly Mosquito is not having said that good, much of a great day. As they go down to the hairpin, no accidents so far on the outside. He will obviously try to come back again, going in down to the second portion. But yeah, the JKG Gaming Bank 6 defends well against Fellowson. T7 Broly just chasing about Cuba Boss. All he needs is that DRS zone and a little bit of a boost from the ERS. But I don't think he is that lucky in that regards, because he's running low. But he still takes the lead from Cuba Boss, and okay, that is interesting because right now the cars are being lapped. Everyone will be trying to get DRS the front two headers, especially as Cuba Boss again comes back and takes the lead. And Prabhaldeep has retired. Okay, now the count has gone down to 5 DNFs now, as Fellowson is trying to take that podium position from Bank 6. Bank 6 obviously is not down for the count. And Shuei Formula has accumulated a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. It's obviously, since it's Austria, penalties are being handed down, and just not based on the fact whether your position in the eyes of the stewards is, but for stuff that you're actually doing while you're in session. But Cuba will be trying to establish some kind of a lead between himself and Broly, but Broly won't be able to take this one properly, as we only have 3 laps to go. Ladies and gentlemen, everything can go Cuba Boss's way if he remains consistent as he has been during the past 33 laps. But right now Broly is coming back, will try to haunt him. A small tap might be all which would be required to give the win to Sim Racing Heat, but would be a major shame if none of the drivers would be able to get the win properly. But still, a small consolation is that one of the drivers, Broly, is at P2, is having podium position and Bank 6 again has taken P3 from Fellowson. Fellowson is trying to follow right behind him. All this action and drama is unfolding, and there are only 3 drivers right now who are not being bound by a penalty. That is Shrikant Das, who is going to be out of the points. But if he keeps pace, I don't think he has much of a play right now, because the interval is too big, the gap is too big, and obviously Twitch Cuba Boss will take this win in this regard, because no one is absolutely going to touch him, and he won't be miraculously losing all these 3 seconds of advantage that he has over Broly. Meanwhile, I don't think Bank 6 would be worried about losing that position if he just keeps Fellowson behind, and it might be a win for JKG Gaming in my opinion, because obviously two drivers are on the podium position. Sim Racing Heat being very aggressive in approach. They had even a practice session before the race, but couldn't account for the ferociousness that was brought on the table by JKG Gaming's drivers. Is something that they will have to reflect upon for in case we again have a collaborative event in our own channel. And now again, as we come down to the second last penultimate lap, we have T7 Broly chasing down Twitch Cuba just to I think he might be giving it an effort just to claim the bragging rights, and at least I was able to overtake you, but yeah, seems unlikely right now because Cuba also obviously has domineering pace with himself. But there's still a switcheroo as they go down turn 3. They almost goes wide, but it's fine in my opinion. Banks currently this lap car between the Bank 6 coming up on turn 3 is not losing any positions, but still will be not be receiving any kind of DRS. Meanwhile, Fellowson again will try to take a look going down into turn 5, 4 and 5. No action there, no one was going on the inside, not making any moves, but still would be coming back. But I think there's too much of a gap right now. I think 5/10 is enough to make sure. And there's this yellow sector in caution. Some car has already stopped. There's been stopped car on behalf of JKG Gaming, so I don't know which one it was actually. Woodley currently has accumulated a massive 15 seconds time penalty, so at least Doc and Levy will have something to enjoy. But he again tries to make lead, and Rishi is currently down to P7. Still, I don't think we won't be losing any more positions so far. But finally, ladies and gentlemen, this is it, the final lap of the race. Obviously, we had immense battles going on, and currently Bank 6 representative from JKG Gaming, fellows and representatives in Heat Racing down at P3. It might be possible that JKG Gaming will take this round at Austria and will take the bragging rights as to which server is currently not, it won't be a complaint, but still for the first time they will take the first collaborative effort, the collaborative event, as Twitch Cuba was is coming down. He will take the win, and Twitch Cuba was all that chaos, but he still takes it. He wins the Austrian Grand Prix. JKG Gaming wins the bragging rights for the collaborative server stream against Sim Racing Heat, and Sim Racing Heat will have a lot to dissect in the post-race review. Kovacs has finally come around, will take P4, no position changes. Spiritly, after all that penalty, is still not gonna drop down any positions maybe. Now Spiritly will drop down to P8, promoting Doc at P2, P6 and Rishi to P9. Ulfa Gabriel, 3 seconds time penalty, will drop down. I don't think won't be dropping down, and he just does a little spin just for the just for his sake, but still promotes Gizmo's goose to the final point slot. Lemmy is currently sadly out of the points, Steadily Mosquito out of the points, but still crosses the line. Shrikant Das P13, Thorn P14, and that is the end, ladies and gentlemen. That was it, and hopefully we might have all seen how mostly F1 lobbies are, how they behave, but still round of day goes to Kovacs. Good effort, great driving, but ultimately JKG Gaming is the one who worked out to take the cake today. And yeah, as we see that our drivers are going to be appearing on the podium soon. Yeah, do that arrow archer mark, but yeah, totally deserved Cuba was, in my opinion. You blistered the lap last time when we raced at Netherlands, so hopefully we'll get to see more of your performance. We'll be looking forward to it, but great race overall. You made the JKG Gaming community proud by taking this win. As they get down some champagne, it was a good effort, but JKG Gaming gets to take the top 2 positions. Totally not a bad day in my regard, and an awesome race overall. So ladies and gentlemen, finally our classification, Cuba taking the win, 2 stops, and the fastest lap will get to garner him 26 points with the fastest time of 1:05.157. Bank 6 P2, Ferguson P3. That is a 4D position. Rishi is at P7. Great race, but again terrible luck prevented him from maybe challenging for the podium position or even the win. But great effort from Sim Racing Heats, and hopefully they will come back much stronger. But today JKG Gaming Take took the cake and they ate it entirely. And that is how, ladies and gentlemen, the cookie crumbles. Thanks for joining us in today's stream, and we'll see you in our next one.